I just spent 2 lakh rupees to get 181 girls back to school. But honestly, that sentence doesn't even make sense. Because in India, elementary education is completely free. The schools are already built, the teachers are getting paid, the textbooks are literally sitting on the table. We reached Mars on our first try, but thousands of our girls, they are still missing from classrooms. Why? Because the hardest part isn't building the school, it is making sure a girl starts her journey from her home to the school gate. By the end of this video, you're gonna see exactly where the system breaks down, how we, yes you and me, can actually fix it, and what happens when 181 girls finally take back their futures. This is episode 5 of the 50 project. I'm giving away 1 crore rupees of my own money across 50 urgent causes across the world. Half of it goes directly to India because that is my home, and every single transfer happens right here on camera. If you look only at the stats, girls' education in India seems like a massive W, but averages lie. They have a way of hiding people who are easiest to forget. Do you know what happened when the NGO Educate Girls tried to find out why girls in Rajasthan weren't attending school? They found something insane. We have these massive blind spots. Across our country, 40% of girls who don't go to school live in just 5% of our villages. Think about that. We don't need to build more schools. We need to find the girls. Because a girl can live just 3 kilometers from a fully funded school and still fall off the radar. Take Gitika for example. She was just 8 years old when volunteers found her name during a door-to-door survey. She actually used to go to the local primary school, but then her older sister got married and moved out. And all of the domestic work that her sister used to do, it didn't just disappear, it fell on Gitika. So she dropped out, she started cooking, grazing cattle and watching her siblings. When volunteers asked her dad to send her back to school, he wasn't against it. But then he laid out their dire situation. He told them, look, if she goes to school, my wife has to stay at home to work, and we lose money we desperately need to survive. That right there is what we forget when we hear free education. Sure, the school is free, but Gitika's time isn't. For her family, sending her to class comes with a very real price tag. It's almost never just one big reason a girl stops going to school. It's a dozen small things. She has to watch her siblings, she has to fetch water, it's a dangerous road on the way to school, or a family is just missing paperwork like the Aadhaar card. To the government, she's just an empty desk. They don't see the girl washing dishes at home, and they definitely aren't sending someone to her door 6 times to get her back. But the cost of ignoring her is astronomical. A World Bank study shows that keeping girls out of secondary education costs countries up to $30 trillion. That's trillion with a T. That right there is what Educate Girls is fixing. Since they started in 2007, they haven't wasted a single rupee building new private schools. Instead, they use data to pinpoint exactly where the missing girls are, and then they send Team Balika, a massive network of over 18,000 village-based volunteers. They sit down with the parents and they actually do the hard work of persuading them, and the payoff is literally insane. Researchers actually tracked the program from 2022 to 2024 across 4 different states. The girls brought back by the NGO Educate Girls scored twice as many assessment points as the standard students, jumping 4 full learning levels ahead. Look, let's be real for a second. Getting a girl into a classroom doesn't magically mean she's getting a perfect education. I'm not pretending that I am buying 181 guaranteed careers today. And I'm definitely not fixing India's massive learning crisis with just 2 lakh rupees. But here's exactly what it will do. It costs 1105 rupees to track down, counsel and enroll one missing girl. With 2 lakh rupees, we can cover about 181 girls. 181 girls found, talked to and brought back to class. The government already built the school, hired the teacher and printed the books. This 1105 covers the hardest part, the final mile from the girl's house to the school gate. So alright, 2 lakh rupees, transfer initiated and it's done. That's 181 desks about to be filled. 181 girls who get to leave the chores behind, pick up a book and be the exact reason their family finally breaks out of the cycle of poverty. The government built the school. Today, we just paved the final path. Listen, 1,000 rupees is not going to repair India's education system, but it's enough to find one girl the system forgot about. It is enough to sit with a family who said no, sort out through their paperwork and walk that girl back through those school gates. Multiply that story by 181 and that's what we have accomplished today. Please do not send me any money. Go look up Educate Girls for yourself, read the data, read the criticisms, and only then decide if you want to support them directly using the link in the description below. But there is an obvious question behind this entire project. How do I even have 1 crore rupees to just give away? The answer to that is a whole different story. Click right here on the screen and I'll show you exactly where the money came from and why I decided to give every last rupee of it away. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in episode 7 of the 50 project.